Do you smell that?
Dude, we're recording a podcast. I don't smell anything.
Oh, that, my friend, is the smell of opportunity. That is the smell of a 12-ounce ribeye of innovation sizzling on the cast iron skillet of public education.
Did you eat supper before we recorded today?
No, I did not. But I did have a vision. You know, I had a revelation, a divine download from the professional development heavens. David, today we are talking about AI in education.
Well, I mean, okay, that's normal. We do that.
We do that a lot. Yeah, but today we're going to compare it to A1 steak sauce.
All right, I'm listening.
I knew you would be. Oh, yeah, I knew it. Welcome, everybody, to the EduTech Guys podcast. Hey, I'm Jeff Madlock.
I'm David Henderson, and apparently today I agreed to talk about steak condiments in the context of transformative educational technology.
You also agreed to wear the apron, but we'll get to that.
I absolutely did not.
Oh, yes, he did, just so you know. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the EduTech Guys, edutechguys.com.
Hello and welcome to the EduTech Guys. I'm David Henderson.
Hey, and I'm Jeff Madlock.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in, turning on, downloading, grabbing the stream of consciousness.
Yeah, that sizzle of the steak.
The sizzle. Faux
okay.
Sizzle. It's the sizzle.
You know, I'm getting hungry now. I should have had dinner tonight.
Yeah, that's right. You should have. So, hey, before we get into this, I'm just going to say, so you guys are listening. You can't see what I'm about to show Jeff, but check this out. Okay, you looking?
Yeah.
All right, check that out. Check that bad boy out, huh?
What happened there?
I was climbing the ladder and forgot the ceiling was lower than where I was going.
Forgot
myself right on the head.
That's, you know what that's called? That's called something elevation dementia. I don't know.
Something. Yeah. So after it was all said, of course, I mean, I was bleeding all over the place. So we were sweating because it was hot. And anyway, once he got it cleaned up and everything, the woman behind the counter said, well, are you okay? Do you feel dizzy or, do you feel anything? I said, well, I feel stupid. But
was this at work? You did this at work?
Yeah. Yeah, I did this at work.
And, head wounds bleed like crazy. So they probably all thought you were.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. It was pretty gnarly then too. I mean, it's pretty gnarly now, but it was really gnarly then.
Yeah. Even across the Zoom, it looks pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
It's pretty rough. I was trying to do a Gorbachev. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grow a Gorbachev. It's like the country song "Paint Me a Birmingham," but I'm gonna grow me a
Gorbachev on your. Who knew that a head wound would release your inner twin that had grown into your skull?
Well, yeah. I told somebody, I said, well, I was trying to knock some sense into myself. She said, "Oh, did it help?" I said, "No, I think it pretty much made stuff worse."
So in 3 weeks, when you wake up to a voice in the middle of the night, it's your twin.
That's right.
Donald and David.
Right. the evil Drake Ramore.
All right. Okay.
Hans. Was his name Hans?
Hans
Ramore. Anyway, we digress often.
That's okay. That's what this whole thing's about.
It is.
All right. So before we get into this magnificent, beautiful mess of a conversation, let's just establish for any of the new listeners who are out there who stumbled upon this estimode. That's like a commode. It's like a commode, but it's an estimode episode. Sorry for you now.
That's right. We are the bidet of podcasters.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Why don't you tell them who we are and what we do?
Oh, absolutely. We are the EduTech Guys. We've been your home for honest, practical conversations about technology in K-12 education since
2015, 2014?
Somewhere in there. Anyway, we're educators first, tech enthusiasts second, and apparently amateur food critics As of today.
I've been thinking about it. I actually prefer culinary metaphor specialists. It's kind of more dignified, but you know me with episcommode, whatever I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, what's the deal with A1?
Okay, so here's where my brain went. And I want you to follow me on this journey because you're a busy teacher. It's been a long day. You sit down to what should be a nice dinner, let's say a decent steak. There we go. Bingo. Maybe it's a little dry. Maybe it's not quite what you hope for. The education system, right? It could be incredible. The ingredients are there. The potential is there. But sometimes the execution, is a little, I don't know.
Overcooked?
Yeah, that's it. Overcooked, under-resourced, overcooked. And along comes A1 steak sauce. And listen, I know the steak purists are coming for me right now, and I hear you. But A1 has been around since, 1862, right before the Civil War, during the Civil War. It made the horse meat taste better. Anyway, it has been solving.
Got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, do what you got to do. But A1 has been solving the this steak needs something problem for 160 years, right?
All right, so so you're saying AI is the A1 steak sauce of education?
There we go. AI is the A1 of education. It shows up and it says, I can add something to this. I can enhance what you've already got. I can make this more palatable, more flavorful, more engaging.
Oh, okay. I have to admit, this is actually kind of cool. All right, I think I like where you're going. All right.
Yeah, and here's the thing: A1 doesn't replace the steak. It's not out here saying, forget the steak, just eat me. It's a compliment. It works with what's already there.
Okay. So that's exactly how we should be thinking about AI in the classroom.
Exactly. It's not the meal. AI isn't the whole meal. The meal is still the teacher, the student, the relationship, the curriculum, the atmosphere of education. AI is the A1. It's the enhancement, the differentiator.
Okay. I'm just going to say you've had some crazy stuff come between the space in your ears there, but genuinely, this is actually a pretty solid analogy. All right. So, I came into this fully prepared to, mock you for 10 minutes, which, it's been pretty close.
Just hold on. We're still going to mock each other. Come on. Because it's what we do. We're just going to do it with some seasoning. How does that sound?
A little panache.
The panache. So let's talk about where AI is absolutely nailing it in education. Because I do believe it is. Where it is that A1 on the perfect, where you got a medium rare steak, you put some A1 on it. Where teachers are pouring it on and saying, yes, this is what I needed, right?
All right. Just where's the A1 working? Just hit me with it here.
Well, first up, let's say differentiated instruction. How long have we been talking about differentiation in education?
Oh, good gravy. Long before this podcast has been around, and this podcast has been around for freaking 11 years?
Right.
I'm sure they've been talking about it before the internet even existed.
Hey, I'm losing hair. We've been around so long. Sorry, I won't go.
You had to go there.
Anyway, differentiation. That's what I get. I know. I'm paying for it.
You and them big words.
Differentiation. It has been the holy grail of teaching forever. Meet every student where they are. Yeah, great idea. Wildly impractical when you have 30 kids in a classroom, 3 different reading levels, a kid who just transferred from another state, one student who's bored out of their mind because they already get it. And let's just say it's third period and you haven't had coffee yet.
That is unbelievably, remarkably, very specific.
It is true. It's Tuesday. It's always Tuesday. But now AI tools can actually help generate differentiated material in minutes. A teacher can take one lesson and say, give me this at 3 reading levels. Boom. A1 on the steak. A1 on the steak, my man. It's now you don't have to really think about it.
Well, okay. And we're seeing this more and more with writing feedback tools too.
Mm-hmm.
You just talked to several folks at ISTE about, this very thing. Sure, you didn't call it A1, but still, it's that ability to have that immediate formative feedback to a student on a draft before it even hits the teacher's desk. And I mean, it's powerful. The teacher still reads it, still grades it, still has that human conversation with the student, but the student got like a first pass at feedback at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday when the teacher, wasn't available by using the AI.
Oh, yeah, and couldn't be available. I mean, it's 10 o'clock on a Wednesday. We're not asking teachers to be available at 10 p.m. That's not what we're saying. That's not sustainable. I mean,
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
What's up?
Nothing. I was just going, yeah.
Oh,
I was just saying AI is the 24-hour sauce dispenser.
You scared me there. It was like somebody broke out a fight in the back of the steakhouse, and I was like, what's going on there?
What's happening?
This is what happens when you do a podcast live.
This is Roadhouse over here.
But yes,
I don't mean the steak place. I mean Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse. Roundhouse kick to the face.
That's right.
Yeah.
Swayze. Just be nice.
But yeah. Anyway, yes, AI is the 24-hour sauce dispenser. That's our bumper sticker, by the way. AI is the 24-hour.
We're going to update our sticker. And instead of having the podcast equipment between the two of us, we'll be eating a steak with A1.
It says AI is the 24-hour sauce dispenser.
Yes, exactly. All right,
All
what
the
else you got,
man?
What else you got?
Okay, well, let's see.
Let's talk about it.
Administrative workload. I mean, let's talk about administrative workload. I mean, this is where AI is quietly doing the Lord's work in education and not getting enough credit. I mean, IEP documentation, lesson plan formatting. I mean, the generating communication for parents and templates for the teachers to use along that line, summarizing data reports and getting that out. Teachers are spending more and more time, I think, on tasks that are important but aren't teaching. And this is where AI can shoulder a significant proportion of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was talking to a principal who said her teachers were spending upwards of 3 to 4 hours a week just on paperwork adjacent tasks. I mean, they were like the stuff kind of related to the paperwork that they got to do. But she'd started piling in an AI assistant for some of that documentation support. And the teacher said, their time dropped off significantly what they were spending doing that stuff.
Well, and that's not a small number. That's hundreds of hours a school year. I mean, per teacher, potentially redirected towards students. That's just more time with students.
Yeah, toward actual instruction, toward that relationship building, toward the parts of teaching that actually require a human to be there.
See, and there it is. That's our A1 moment right there. That's the sauce doing what the sauce is supposed to do. Making the whole meal better. Not replacing the chef, not replacing the ingredients, just elevating everything around it.
I genuinely cannot believe we're having one of our best educational technology conversations like wrapped up in a little steak metaphor type situation.
Hey, you know us. To 12 years of podcasting, brother. I mean, we earned this. A steak show? Come on.
All right. So let's talk about personalized learning pathways, because I think that's another way that this is actually pretty exciting.
Oh, this is big. This is big. This is like the horseradish sauce that comes alongside the A1. The premium stuff. When you go to the really nice steakhouse and they give you all the extra stuff. It's the premium option. So it's like adaptive learning flat. So I get to talking so fast. It's like adaptive learning platforms powered by AI that actually track where a student is struggling. I mean, identifying, the gap in foundational understanding and route them back to the specific concept that they need. Not just chapter 3, but hey, this specific skill.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to change gears a little bit, but to me, it's kind of like the difference. Like if you're using GPS, it'd be like the difference between GPS saying, "Hey, you missed your turn around," versus GPS just be like, "Hey, you went the wrong way. Good luck to you."
Yeah. Old software was that good luck GPS. You know what I mean?
To that,
AI-powered adaptive learning is the GPS that says, "Hey, bucko, you missed the fractions in 4th grade and it's causing problems in the 7th grade algebra right now. So let's go back and fix that before we go any further. I mean, it is more specific and it's still personalized, but it is doing the actual specific thing.
Yeah, and that's potentially a game changer for intervention and for closing gaps. I mean, this is really no small thing we're talking about.
Oh no, and for student confidence, which we don't talk about enough. When a student keeps failing because nobody caught the foundational gap, that's not a motivation problem. That's a diagnostic problem.
The sauce was there all along. We just didn't really use it.
I'm so proud of us. Okay, we've been singing AI praises for the last several minutes, and that's fair because there are genuine successes. But what happens when you put too much A1 on the steak?
Yeah, you can't really taste it anymore, and you get this really harsh vinegar taste in your mouth.
Well, and then it's kind of like, since you can't taste it anymore, it's kind of like, and what is the steak?
It depends on your definition of is. What is? All right. So, what is the stake in what we're talking about? I'd say it's the fundamental relationship between the teacher and the student, like the actual learning, that, once again, irreplaceable human element. That's the stake.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have seen, and I say this with love and concern, in some concerning overcorrections in how schools are implementing AI. Especially now, where it's not AI assists the teacher, it's the AI is the teacher.
Yeah, and that's the wrong way to go about it. It can't be that.
No, it cannot be. It just can't. And I think the most honest challenge we can name right now is the equity gap that AI threatens to widen if we're not intentional. Because here's the thing, who gets the good A1? Who gets the premium, really good stuff, adaptive learning platform? The school with the broadband infrastructure, the devices that are up to date, the tech coordinator who actually has time to implement it properly, the curriculum folks, everybody's on task, on target.
Well, unfortunately, it's not always the schools that need it the most.
That's true. Not always. We have schools in rural Arkansas, and we can speak to direct experience here. That's true. Where the device to student ratio it's actually still a challenge. And we know this in Arkansas, where broadband is still a challenge.
Yeah,
the wind blows too hard, and I only got 2K a second. Where the idea, of implementing, say, a full AI powered learning suite is genuinely, I think the word I would use, big word day, aspirational rather than practical in the immediate term.
Yeah, so the risk is that AI becomes another way that well-resourced districts pull further ahead, while the under-resourced districts fall further behind.
Yeah, and that's a real risk. And it's not hypothetical. It's already happening in some ways. So the challenge for policymakers, for vendors, for district leaders, and this is something I think you and I probably, we've spoke to this a lot. And it's intentional equity planning around technology and more specifically AI deployment. Not just who can afford the sauce, but how do we make sure everybody gets the sauce? Declaration, right?
Listen, I'll never say that word.
Okay,
it's the evenly spreading of the sauce.
It's enough. It's the equal amount of sauce for everyone at the table.
Exactly. The democratization.
I know. I think we'll call it. It's everybody gets sauce. That's the title. That's the title of our memoir, the educational EduTech Guys memoir.
Everybody gets sauce.
Everybody gets sauce.
All right, so all right, we have to talk about this academic integrity when it comes to AI.
Yeah, we have to talk about it. I don't know if if I'm the right person to talk about it, but academic integrity in the age of AI is a challenge that I think has sent more of administrators and policymakers and educators to the antacids, if you would say, in the last 2 years, and especially in the last several months, more than anything.
Well, and sometimes, having that sauce will do it to you. You got to take the Tums. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard. It's genuinely hard.
It is genuinely hard. And here's my A1 angle on it. Those people who put A1 on everything, like, I don't need to taste the food. I just want A1 on it. AI misuse in education is the student who pours A1 on everything, never develops a palate, never learns to cook, and then one day finds themselves in a situation where there's no A1 available and they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. It's like they're reading a script and they're just trying to put their own stuff into it and improvise along best that they can.
That is profoundly accurate and, frankly, slightly terrifying.
Because the goal of education isn't to produce people who can use AI. I mean, the goal is to produce people who can think and ask the questions. And AI, when misused, can be a shortcut past, I believe, that thinking. It can be the thing that prevents a student from ever developing the cognitive muscles that they need, to be a useful member of society.
Well, and the tricky part is that AI-generated work, at least at this point, is genuinely difficult to detect with certainty. The detection tools aren't really reliable enough. You get false positives. You get students accused of cheating who didn't cheat.
Yeah, and and then you get this trust problem. It creates its own trust problem in itself, and that's the relationship I think between a teacher and a student, and between the student and the institution and the teacher. Blah, blah, blah. That's the entire stake. But I think that's what we're protecting. You damage that trust, and all the sauce in the world can't fix it once it's gone south on us.
Right. So then the question is, what do we do? I mean, we don't want to just name the problem. We need a solution.
I don't know. I would think the answer, for me, and this is where most thoughtful educators are probably landing, is to redesign the assessment rather than to try to outlaw the tool. If your assessment, can be entirely completed by AI without any evidence of a student's own thinking, it's got to be time to rethink that assessment, because we're just assessing the AI, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got to move away from write an essay about what causes what caused World War I to more like, here's an AI generated essay about World War I. What did it get wrong? What did it miss? What would you add and why?
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, right. And, now the student, in that instance, the student has to know something to engage with it, So now you're assessing, thinking rather than just production, because AI becomes a sparring partner rather than a ghostwriter.
Yeah. And I would say, given the analogy that you've thrust upon us, that would be the A1 being used correctly. The sauce, as it were, is in the conversation, not replacing it.
Oui, beautiful.
All right, so we also have to talk about data privacy because, I know that's been something that, we've both been thinking about in terms of, AI and rolling out AI. So,
yeah, I mean, come on.
Let's talk about it.
Well, we could do this with most of our episodes. We could probably do a whole episode or a series of episodes on data privacy.
That's true. I think we probably have.
I think you're right. But, when we talk about AI in education, I think we're also talking about systems that ingest enormous amounts of student data to do what they do. And that's where the vendor accountability becomes critical. What data are you collecting? How is it stored? Who has access to it? Is it being used to train models? Are parents informed? Are students informed? Do you have a walled database garden? That's the real question here.
Yeah. Well, and then, of course, you get into the acronyms, the FERPA, the COPPA, the Copacabana, all the state-level privacy laws. It's a complicated landscape.
Yeah, and most classroom teachers don't have the bandwidth to read terms of service for every tool that gets pushed down to them. I mean, come on. That's not a teacher failure. That's a systems failure. That's where district technology coordinators, where policymakers, where informed vendor relationships have to carry all the weight. Everything has to be done before it hits the classroom.
Yeah, and in our particular example, it's the ingredient label that's on the sauce, but it has to actually make sense. It can't just be a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. And if you're a vendor who's selling to schools, and your ingredient label is 47 pages of legal language that nobody can understand, well, there's a problem. And we've all seen those end user agreements, those EULAs. I mean, there's a problem of transparency, and eventually it's trust. Because what dirty words have you stuck in this freaking mile long contract?
Yes, exactly. And I think that's the connecting thread. Trust. All the challenges we've named come back to trust. Equity is a trust issue. Academic integrity is a trust issue. Data privacy is a trust issue.
And AI, I mean, come on, deployed thoughtfully can actually build trust. I mean, between student and content, between teacher and, say, data, between schools and families. I mean, it's just a circular. It's like the circle of fifths in music. They all lead back to a big trust circle. But I do believe if you're just willy nilly deploying it to get done this specific task that you want to take off your plate, it erodes trust quicker than it would build it.
Yeah, I mean, it's high stakes steak.
There is, as I said, as we talked about, a lot of stake, baby.
A lot at stake.
Okay, so we're going to have to do a rapid fire round. I'm going to name a scenario. We've never done this before, right? So this is kind of new. This is just this rapid fire thing, okay?
Great.
So all right. So you tell me A1 or no sauce. I'm going to hit you with these questions, okay?
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready. All right, here we go.
All right. AI generated quiz questions to help a teacher build formative assessments faster.
A1, pure sauce. Use it. That's time back into a teacher's day.
Okay. A1, chatbot. The students interact with instead of asking the teacher questions.
Okay, that one depends. Like, for what's the definition of photosynthesis at 11 p.m.? A1. For I'm confused about this concept and need guidance, pump the brakes. That's a teacher conversation.
Oh, for sure. Okay, Rick, still rapid round. This is, got to get the timer's running.
Oh, sorry,
A1, A1 grading SOs.
What?
You think I could read my questions better? A1 grading essays with zero teacher review.
No sauce. No sauce for you. That's dry steak. Don't do that. It's not efficiency. It's abdication.
You're a genius.
Abdication.
A1 powered IEP progress monitoring that flags when a student isn't meeting benchmarks.
Oh, that's A1. That's AI doing what AI should do. Identify patterns in data the human would take much longer to see, then handing it to a human to act on.
Okay. AI in the hands of a student to help them brainstorm ideas for a paper with the expectation that the actual writing is theirs.
That is A1, baby. That's the sauce. That's the scaffolding. It's what we used to do with graphic organizers and think, pair, share. Now it's conversation with a language model, but it's the same principle.
Okay. AI generated lesson plans downloaded without modification by a teacher who then teaches them verbatim.
All right. Well, all right. So that's a sauce situation, but it concerns me. I mean, the A1 is there, but the steak might be missing. Like, a teacher who never engages with their own curriculum is a teacher who can't respond to what's actually happening in their own classroom.
Okay. I agree. I agree. Good answer. A1 lesson planning as a starting point. A1. AI lesson planning as the finish line. That's a problem, isn't it?
Well, yeah, definitely. And so what about like A1 AI to support multilingual learners in the classroom?
Oh, yeah. This might be the best A1 story in education right now. I mean, real time, translation support, language scaffolding, tools that can help a student who's building English proficiency, staying engaged with grade level content rather than, falling behind while they catch up linguistically. This is genuinely transformative, and I think it's undercovered. And I would like to point out that my brain worked fast enough, and I actually said linguistically correctly. I used the word incorrectly in a sentence.
You did. That's good stuff. To me, that whole thing lends to those devices that the school where you used to work, they were looking into, that had the translation.
Yeah, instant translation, and now that you've got a translative device like that, and AI is running in there also to help that student and help that teacher and educator and the learner get everything, not just translation but understanding.
Yeah,
that's really pretty cool.
Yeah. So, well, like you said, it's undercovered. It's the sauce that's being slept on.
Oh, that's okay. There's our next episode right there. The sauce that's being slept on. We're going to do a whole food series. Is what we're going to do.
Sleeping on the sauce.
Okay, let's take this bad boy home. It's time to wrap this bad boy up. I know they're tired of hearing us talk. So, where are we going? So, let's say if A1 has been around since 1862, whatever it is, and it's still on the table, what does AI in education look like in 5 years or 10 years? I think the
schools. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the schools that get this right are the ones that resist two temptations. The temptation to be like all in before they know what they're doing, but also the temptation to be all out because they don't like change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so like Goldilocks in the bear sauce situation kind of thing.
Yes, the Goldilocks sauce situation. Not too much, not too little, just right. But just right looks different for every school, every community, every classroom.
And I think that's the message I think we want educators to hear. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be the AI expert. You have to be the expert on your students, and then be curious, about what tools and what AI, what platforms can serve them better. Don't you think?
Yeah, and they need to be. You need to be a part of the conversation. I mean, look, educators have been the last people in the room when EdTech decisions get made, and that has to change with AI. People who know the students best have to be informing on how these tools are built and deployed in their district, in their classroom, with their students.
That's not just a nice idea. I mean, that's how you get AI tools that actually work in a classroom versus ones that are, were designed by people who last set foot like in a K-12 classroom, like, 20 years ago. That's the difference.
Yeah, you've met some of our vendors.
Let's be nice. Those vendors pay for our sponsor ads. But, and I have met some of our vendors, but they're lovely people. They just need to visit more classrooms.
Well, and that's the thing that I'm most hopeful about. And I want to end on hope, because this is a hopeful conversation, even, when we're naming some of the challenges that, for the first time, we have technology that can actually see individual students at scale.
Wait, yeah. So jump into that a little bit more before we get out of here.
Okay, so education has been forced to be like this mass production system traditionally, historically, if you will. Same content, same pace, same assessment for 30 kids who are not the same. And the limitations were real. I mean, you can't have 30 one-to-one tutors. You can't have, infinite time for every student. But AI starts to crack that, not to replace the human relationship, but give every student something closer to a personalized experience within a system that's always had to generalize before.
Wow. That's not small. I mean, that might be the biggest shift in public education since like compulsory attendance laws, like everybody's got to go to school.
I mean, or since A1 hit the shelves.
In 1862, H.J. Hines.
Actually, I think it was...
No, fact check me. I've done on the podcast. Don't embarrass me. My Wikipedia is solid, bro.
But listen, it was developed for King Edward VII of England.
Oh, yeah, I see how it is. That's now it's even more relevant to education. It's royally endorsed, and kudos on your Wikipedia. Look up.
Look, I'm just saying, supposedly the king said it deserved to be called A1.
Oh, so the king named the sauce. I would have thought it would have been made here in the U.S., but a king named it and said A1. It's the A1. Yeah. So okay, well that's great. So that's it. Just like AI in education. So when used correctly, gets tops mark from educators who's embraced it thoughtfully. So if the teachers give us an A1, then we're sticking to the right stuff, huh?
That's right. And that's the landing. That's the landing right there.
See, I've been cooking this bad boy up for weeks.
Yeah. Let me tell you, sometimes it tastes like it.
Okay, everybody, that's it. I think we're going to wrap this bad boy up. I think we've talked enough, and I made enough notes, and I think we're all done. So right now, that's our episode. There's a lot at stake. AI in education. We hope this was equal parts informative, thought-provoking, and nutritious.
Listen, if you're an educator who's been sitting on the fence about AI tools, we hope today's conversation gives you a framework for at least thinking about it. Use the sauce, Luke. Don't let the sauce use you.
Hey, listen, and if you're in a leader, administrator, policymaker, make sure everybody gets access to the sauce. Equity matters. I mean, the technology is here it should serve all the students, not just the ones who are already well served.
That's right. And if you're a vendor, put your ingredient labels in plain language. We're educators. We're not lawyers. Help us protect our kids.
Yeah. And listen, we always want to hear from you. So what AI tools are you working on in your classroom? What's working? What's not working? What questions do you have? Hey, hit us up on our socials, our media, out on the webs. Shoot us up, drop us an email. Just anywhere you listen to podcasts, you're going to find EduTech Guys. As I always say, go out to Google, type in EduTech Guys, and you're going to find us.
That's right. And if you leave us a 5-star review, we will consider that our own personal A1 moment.
Royally endorsed. Top marks, just like King Edward said.
Well, I mean, not exactly accurate, but sure.
It was directionally accurate. Hey, you know what? In education, that's called growth, baby.
Yeah, listen, I'm David Henderson.
Hey, I'm Jeff Madlock. Hey, thanks for listening to the EduTech Guys, and we'll catch you next time.
You've been listening to the EduTech Guys, edutechguys.com.
Whew, man, another episode. I had some tongue twisters today. Okay, hey, real quick. I think we need to check A1. If I'm wrong about 1862, I need to know this before this thing drops.
No, yeah, it was 1862.
It was 1862? Hey, listen, that's Jeff pulling out a number. I just said 1862.
Yeah, well, you also said H.J. Hines.
Was it not H.J. Hines?
Henderson Brand.
Wait, your name is Henderson.
Yeah, I know.
The A1 people share your name?
Yeah, I know, man.
David, I think this episode just got a lot more personal for you, didn't it? Like Henderson University, Henderson Brand.
It's a whole Henderson thing.
Man, where's the money, dude?
That is a great question.
You got robbed.
It's not in the sauce, that's for dang sure.